Before we get into today's video, guys, I would like to mention Bluestacks 10, which is a great app to actually mod Epic 7 and your other supported mobile games. It is the best emulator on the market, the smoothest, and actually with this new feature to mod your games, it is by far the best emulator on the market. As you can see, we can actually put any GIF that is preloaded or actually upload our own. I'm going to use this preloaded one of Shaq dancing in his hat. And you can see that it uploads very quickly, and you can even resize it and move it around. Now whenever I win, I'll see Shaq pop up on my screen and dancing around. And now also we can check out our defeats, we can actually add a girl crying, and because no one likes losing, it really fits this theme. And whenever a battle starts, we can also have 02 dance for us to hype us up for a battle. And then whenever we level up, we can actually have Goku go Super Saiyan for us. You can also change your filters on the game to suit your needs, so please download Bluestacks 10, guys. It is an awesome feature. Yo, what is up, guys? It is Samool back again with another Shijupul video, and today we're going to be talking about the current Mystic Banner rotation featuring Arbiter Vildred, the 5-star ML, and Bad Cat Armin, the actually newly released 4-star ML unit. Now that being said, guys, before we get into the video, if you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to get instant updates when I release videos like Shijupul videos, and also to get updates when I go live streaming. We've been live streaming recently playing on my 3-star only account. It's been super fun talking about Epic 7. I can answer all your questions, talk about life, and it's just fun to see new faces there. That being said, let's get into the Shijupul. Now, first things first, let's talk about the update to Mystic Summons. So you're going to see that you can actually choose between the left or the right one, right? And basically what this does is you're switching your pities over. So you can either pull to pity the 5-star ML, which is going to be 200 summons, or switch it over to pull for the 4-star ML, which is 110 for the pity. Now, while you're pulling for one of them, you can still pull the other. It's just that you're only able to build your pity for one of these, and these will carry over to the next banner like they usually do. Now, is it worth ever pulling for the 4-star ML? I think if you already have the 5-star ML hero, so say I already have Arbiter Vildred, then it might be worth it, especially if the 4-star ML is very good, like Angel of Light, for example. Otherwise, I think 110 summons is just way too high for a 4-star. It should be like 80 or even 70, right? Because if you think about it, if we look at the rates from the Moonlight summon, you're going to see that it is 2.5% for Moonlight 5-star and 27.5% for 4-star ML. So the thing is, it's basically 10 times the chance to get a 4-star ML than a 5-star ML, and the difference in bookmarks is, or medals, is only going to be 50%. So, which is, not a lot, 0.5, right? So, is it really worth it? Hard to say. I think if the 4-star ML is really good though, and you have the ML 5-star, then yeah, it is worth it. So that being said, let's talk about Arbiter Vildred. So Arbiter Vildred, let's just go over his skills really quick in case you don't know. You guys probably already know. Oh, I did not mean to click this. But yeah, let's look at his skills real quick. So yeah, let's get into the video for real now. Is Arbiter Vildred worth it? Let's check over his skills real quick in case you didn't know. You guys probably already know what he does though. So S3 AoE attack, Descending Blade, Dark Blade, decrease hit chance for 2 turns when it lands, and when your focus is full, which you generate by S3ing or S1ing, or when you res from your S2, you are going to do more damage with it. And when you kill an enemy with this, there will be no cooldown. So it makes him a very, very fast dog walker / adventure farmer, because when you're not using the 5 focus version, there's no animation. And you're not going to have the animation version when you are dog walking, because you're killing everything in one hit, right? You can also soul burn this for 10 souls and do more damage. Basically, you use your S3 when it's fully charged, usually from resing with your S2. And then you have Alexa's Basket, you proc greater attack buff, you soul burn, you're going to one-shot enemy teams, right? In PvP. His S2 is the revive. When you die, you revive and you get increased CR by 100%, and you're also going to reset the cooldown of your S3. So you're basically going to get your S3 for free in most situations with the empowered form. And yeah, if you proc greater attack buff and soul burn, a lot of damage. His S1 is the 2 target attack that you guys are very familiar with that decreases CR, very strong in bosses that you need to hit multiple targets like Executioner of Arcanus, Hell Queen, Julie of Council, just basically every Hell Raid boss actually, and also Azmonak as well. So is RB still worth it? Now, I know a lot of you guys actually picked him up from your Moonlight Blessing, but even from Moonlight Blessing, guys, it's hard to say that he's the best now. I think he is top 2 for sure, tied with Spectre Tenebria, but RB is just not the same as he was before. In PvP, you don't really see him anymore. Once you get past like Masters, Challenger in RT and Arena, you'll pretty much never see him because he has too many counters, right? Extinction units counter him, like Tamara Luka. Basically anything with extra turns can counter him, and tanks in general are just really good versus him. So yeah, he's definitely fallen out of the PvP meta, but he's still very good in PvE. Now, he's very good because he's a jack of all trades. What I mean by that is you can slot him in as a DPS. If you need a single target DPS, use Arbiter Vildred. If you need an AoE DPS, use Arbiter Vildred. And you can pretty much slot him in anywhere, and he's just good, right? He's great, actually. He's pretty good, right? But the thing is, he's not going to be the best in that role. The only thing he's the best at in PvE and PvP, in my opinion, right now, is going to be adventure farming / dog walking, which is not a huge deal because you get free Spiritaria for free nowadays, who is a very, very good farmer, and she's free to play. And also, yeah, when you're fodder farming / EXP farming or adventure farming for catalysts, right, you're going to want to bring units that don't have friendship 10 yet, and you bring them and farm friendship to get, extra Molagora for free. So you're not going to even really use Arbiter Vildred all the time, even in adventure mode. And yeah, he is the best there, but like I said, where he's good in like Hellraid and Asmonak, like for Hellraid, you can just slot in Bomb Model Kana if you need an AoE DPS, and she's better than RB most of the time. For single target DPS, just use Commander Lorena, and she will always be better than RB than for single target. Same thing for Asmonak, right? Arbiter Vildred is good there because he has that AoE on his S3, but you can always just bring Green Vildred, and he's just a lot better. You can also bring Bomb Model Kana, who's also free to play, and she's a lot better. So Arbiter Vildred definitely has fallen from grace. I think he's still a solid unit, but is he worth, pulling for with all your Mystic Metals and pitying him? I don't think so, guys, especially because they have been teasing ML Luna, who is the, poster girl of Epic 7, and I assume that Smilegate's going to put a lot of work into her, especially because Smilegate's been having some problems with the Korean community, and the Korean community loves Luna, so I expect ML Luna to be very strong, so you guys might want to save your bookmarks, or not bookmarks, Mystic Metals, and your pity for her. So yeah, RB, I think, not really worth getting. Most of you guys probably already have him already, and he's good, don't get me wrong, but even if you don't have him, you chose like Spectre Tenebria or a different ML 5-star at the start for Moonlight Blessings, I think Arbiter Vildred's not that great. You can always just use Free Spiritaria instead of him for farming, and in the other areas of content, there's free-to-play options nowadays with the new heroes being released. That being said, let's talk about the new unit, probably what you guys are most curious about, Bad Cat Armin. So, I have a lot of opinions about this unit. So, I think she's going to be, first of all, I think she's going to be really annoying, so she's going to be very strong. So let's go over her skills real quick. S3 is an attack that will basically give her increased speed and a barrier to all allies, and the damage dealt and the barrier strength will increase proportional to her own HP. So basically she has a lot of sustain. For her team, she's just going to have a huge barrier. The cooldown's only 4 turns. And if you soul burn this for a very cheap 10 souls, it's a 2-turn cooldown. So you can keep that barrier and speed buff for your entire team, and I think you're going to most likely try to soul burn this as much as you can, making her a very, very good buffer with speed buff, and a very good support unit that can, mitigate damage for your team with her barrier that's going to be huge because you're going to probably stack her on health. Her S2, so this is, I don't know what Smilegate was thinking, this just sounds really toxic to me. When she gets attacked, there's a 40% chance, that's higher than Counterset, that's higher than Elbrus, for the ally in the front to get increased crit hit damage, which is 50% crit hit damage, which is a lot of damage, and then that unit will counterattack. So yeah, I don't know, just put Bellion in the front, put, APOC Robbie in the front, put like any unit in the front that's really good at dealing damage with their S1, and, put them on their usual set, and they're just going to counterattack over and over and have a lot of crit damage, right? Keep in mind, I guess this can't be triggered by extra attacks or counterattacks, so yeah, I mean, it's the same as like other counterattacks, right? They can't be triggered by other counterattacks and just keep chaining, right? Her S1 is going to be an AoE attack if it's used on her turn that applies injuries to everyone. Yep, injuries to everyone, guys. Very balanced. It's like injury set on without needing injury set. And then if you use this on a dual attack or like a counter attack, I guess, from Bad Cat Armin, if you run her on counter set for some reason, then it's just a single target attack. But most of the time, it's almost always going to be that AoE attack. So this just brings, a lot of problems to mind. First, you don't even need her on injury set or counter set, right? Because you don't want to counter with her S1 and you have injuries built in. So you can just build it on super high speed with a 2-turn cooldown on a very huge barrier and speed buff. If you're soul burning, of course, which you should be able to. And yeah, it just makes it so that you can just have a lot of speed, and all you need is speed and health. That's literally all you need. All you need is speed and health in this unit, and she's going to be very strong. Also, you can't focus her down, because if you focus her down, her S2 is going to proc, right? You're going to have a Bellion just countering in your face over and over, or a Landy, you know, doing 1,000,000 damage, or even a Violet even attacking, right? Or even S10. There's so many options, right, that can abuse this S2. And if you don't focus her, she's applying injuries, AoE to your team. So yeah, what do you do? I don't know. I think this unit's going to be super toxic, especially in like Guild Wars and arena defenses. And in RTA, yeah, maybe you can say like, oh, you can counter this with like a counter attacker like Ram, or Bellion, or even, you know, like Violet, because she has an AoE attack on her S1. Yeah, but keep in mind, she is putting up a lot of sustain for her team. She's racking up that injury. And yeah, you always have that chance to proc her S2. So I would be really careful, you know. I think this unit's going to be crazy. For me personally, I think Arby is not worth it by himself. But since we have bad Cat Armin on the side, and I don't have Arbiter Vildred, I'm just going to pull on the Arbiter Vildred, what's it called? Pity here. And if I pull Arby, cool. I'm not going to complain, right? But if I pull bad Cat Armin on the way, I'm probably going to stop and be like, oh, I got bad Cat Armin, because that's what I really wanted. But I think both units are definitely good, but I think bad Cat Armin is definitely better, and she's going to be very strong in the PvP meta. Now, is she worth pulling on her pity section for? 110 summons is very expensive. Like, in my opinion, even if you don't get her now, you'll be able to get her in the future pretty easily. It's the same with AOL, right? A lot of people are getting her now, because, like I said, from Moonlight summons, you have a 27.5% chance, and for a specific hero, you have a 1% chance, right? So it's not terrible, but you can also pull on the Covenants, so it's all about luck. I personally think 110 summons is just way too high unless you're a Giga Whale, so yeah. That being said, let's talk about the rotation. So there's a rotation this week of Lilibet and Iron Fan, and there's one next week with Violet and Circus Fantasia. That's the only ones we can see. Long story short, Lilibet kind of sucks. She got buffed, but she's still only used as a Banshee one-shotter in PvE. PvP, she's not that bad. You can use her primarily as an RB counter, which, you know, might be running around a lot because of the banner. But yeah, other than that, she's not really used too much. I know there's a lot of people that love her and try to make her work, but I personally don't think she's that great, especially when you compare her with the unit that's on the next week banner, Violet. Iron Fan, pretty trash artifact as well. You only really use this on like Pavel. Also, you can use it in Banshee one-shot, I guess. And what's it called? Ice Expedition. But next week's banner, we have, or next week's rotation, we have Circus Fantasia. Pretty trash artifact. You can use this on Mui, who's featured in the artwork, but not that great, honestly. It's okay though, because the effectiveness is nice. But the main reason you want to pull on this next week's instead of this week's is Violet. So Violet is insanely strong in PvP, like you guys know. If you guys don't have him, you always have that chance to get him. So if you get a, you know, RB or Violet, you should be happy. Also, if you already have him, while you're pulling for RB or Bad Cat Armin, you can get the dupes, and his imprints are very good because it's attack percent, right? Not the best in the game, but still very, very good. And yeah, so that's why pulling on next week's is a lot better. For me, honestly, I should probably wait till next week, but I don't think I can wait. I really want Bad Cat Armin now. I need her now. She looks super OP. Not super OP. We don't know yet, but yeah, I think she's going to be very strong. So yeah, just to summarize, guys, pull next week if you guys decide to pull. I think Arbiter Vildred is strong still, but he's not as OP as before. He's still usable in PvE a lot. He's still okay in PvP, in my opinion, just not top tier. And Bad Cat Armin looks pretty crazy. Her kit looks insane. Hard to say if she'll be super OP or not until people test her out, because, you know, just by looking at numbers and skill previews, it's hard to tell until people test her out. But I personally think she's very strong, and I for sure will be pulling for her. I hope this video helped you out, guys, in deciding whether to pull on this banner or not. Keep in mind, kind of unrelated, but we have a limited triple banner, and also the Guilty Gear banner coming up in the future, so make sure you guys save your bookmarks, and also DN is probably coming out as well. Oh, there's a bike outside. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, make sure you like and comment, and also subscribe if you guys aren't already subscribed, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.